of Bama football on YouTube. Thank you very much for joining me inside the comment box, and thank you for watching from wherever you're coming from. I appreciate you guys for kicking it with us during the Rose Bowl. And as always, could I get a roll tide inside the comment box today? It is Friday. It is January 2nd, the day after, all right? It's the day after the Rose Bowl, and as you know, the transfer portal has just opened up. So here's what we're looking at right now for the transfer portal to kind of kick off the show. I'll go one by one. Let me know where you're coming from inside the comment box. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me yesterday. And going into this weekend, there's a lot to talk about clearly, but I want to kind of set the stage because everybody's asking about the transfer portal. It is confusing because there's a lot of names coming in and out. So right now, in terms of the names that have officially entered the transfer portal from the University of Alabama, you start out with Bubba Hampton. And Bubba Hampton, he's been gone for a long time. I don't even know if he was on the team like the entire season. I think he like dipped out after like summer. Okay, so Bubba Hampton, this has been known for quite some time. Okay, a relatively new addition is Rock Montgomery, offensive lineman. And I think when you look to Rock Montgomery, he was like maybe like, below second team, whatever that is. Actually, thought he was okay, but he's going to go somewhere else. Cam Howard, he wasn't going to play in the secondary, didn't get a lot of opportunities this year. So those three guys. New to the transfer portal today is Richard Young. Richard Young, a running back here, played a little bit during the beginning of the season, and I think it was apparent that there was players that were just better than Richard Young. I don't think, Richard Young, it felt like, and there was excitement. There's always excitement about players coming into this season. But once you saw these guys perform, it was clear, it was obvious that there was guys that were better than him, and I think one guy that automatically leapfrogged him was Kevin Riley right out the jump, right, in the beginning of the season, because they had opportunities to see who would be the running back after Jam Miller went down, if you kind of rewind to the beginning of the season. And then it's Richard Young. So these are the four guys that have entered the transfer portal so far. And as more names come out, I will continue to update this as we go forward. I mean, I haven't seen Jalen Hell officially be added. But that's clearly a name that we're watching, right? It's like we will keep you guys posted on transfer portal names as they enter. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I had a call this morning, and it was talking to me. He was talking to me about kind of the transfer portal. And, look, there's a lot of things that happen after a game like this. Emotions are very high. And you're searching for answers. You're wondering, like, what is going to happen to the program? What's the direction right now? I think people are still hot, right? I think people are super upset. A game like that, there's no easy way to bounce back from a beatdown that you took in the Rose Bowl. So I think there's a lot of players that were probably upset. There's probably some things that were said that you didn't mean because it was more reactionary. So let's just see how it plays out. But I have heard that there could be several names and some unexpected names to hit the portal. I have heard that there's some coaches that could be leaving. I haven't been able to confirm any of that, so let's just see what happens throughout this next couple days, and keep your notifications on, stay locked on to our Facebook channel, and we'll cover it all right here on Bama Football on YouTube. So good morning to everybody inside the comment box. Whoa, man, did you guys have a chance to sleep? Did you guys get rest? I crashed out. I was like, look, I had it. I was like emotionally exhausted. I watched that game, the Ole Miss and Georgia game, and oh, man, I was just like, I was ready. I was ready for bed. Watching Pete Golding beat Kirby Smart. It's crazy to think Kirby Smart at home, Ryan Day at home, Kalen Deboer at home, right? And I'll tell you what, that Trinidad Chambliss, the quarterback last night for Ole Miss, he made some plays in the second half that I haven't seen a quarterback make in, I don't know, ever, right? So, shoot. Man, that guy was absolutely balling, and Ole Miss going to the finals, right, or semifinals, rather. So here's what's on tap for Friday, January 2nd, all right? So transfer portal, so far, as we just recapped, Alabama has 4 in the portal. If more names enter, I will update this as we go, all right? So breaking news happens, I'll get it covered on the show. Bama gets its doors blown off in the Rose Bowl, right? We're going to talk about that clearly and the impact of that. That fourth down call will be remembered for eternity. I'll touch on that as well. And yes, I'll take your guys' calls. Yes, if you have some, yeah, the call line's already loaded. So we'll take the calls. Let me just get through a couple open segments, and then we'll take some calls. But that fourth down call, let me pause right there. And if you caught Wake Up Bama, I spoke about it a little bit. Okay, look, I'm an aggressive play caller, right? I'll go for it on fourth down. And I saw a lot of people being like, "Well, I don't care about going for it on fourth down." Really? When you at the 34-yard line against the Heisman Trophy winner? Really? You want to put your defense in that type of situation? Yo, you went out and you tried to get them to jump. They didn't jump. Okay, punt the ball. This team is disciplined. This team is experienced. They knew exactly what was coming, right? I would have just punted it. Hindsight's 20/20, but my goodness, you put your defense in that situation. You go from it being 3-0, and the momentum, really nobody had it. It was kind of like, the beginning of a boxing match. But then 10-0, they quickly landed a blow, right? So you go down 10-0, and I kind of look back at that call, and Coach Deboer said it was his call. It seems like, I don't know why, and I don't want to make like someone to be a scapegoat, but don't you feel like a lot of this, it continues to fall on Ryan Grubb, right? I don't know. It seems like sometimes he gets a little bit of a pass. I don't know why. Maybe it's like we give first-year passes, I guess. I don't know. But I do feel that was probably one of the worst calls that I've seen, and everybody saw it coming. As soon as and then you run Wildcat. Wildcat, really? Have you ever seen an NFL team, 4th and 1, run out of the Wildcat? There's a team that won the Super Bowl. It's called the Tush Push. It's 1 yard. It's man versus man. All right? I don't know. I just had a lot of time to think about that fourth down call, and it's going to always make me mad for the rest of my life, I guess. Seriously. That was that big of a call. I feel like Ryan Grubb is clearly the major problem, followed by the offensive line in total. There was issues on the right side. I guess we're all watching for Coach Kapilovic, right, to be fired. That's kind of the word out there. I don't think it's been, like, released, or are we tracking that? Have you heard that as well? The offensive line certainly struggled. But I definitely don't want to take anything away from Indiana, and I'll talk about them in a second. Ty Simpson suffers cracked ribs, and we had another opportunity to look at Austin Mack, right? So those are the items that we're tracking today on the program. And again, thank you so much for kicking in with us yesterday during the watch along. It felt like a Saturday. I went and got the workout in this morning. I woke up and I was like, oh man, it's Sunday. It's Saturday. It's Friday. Right? Shoot. All right. So I know you guys don't like this, but pounded in Pasadena. All right. Indiana delivers Alabama's most lopsided loss since 1998. Is that right? 1998. Oh, man, a couple stats to take away from this game. Indiana ran the football 50 times, fam, 50 times for 215 yards. It's crazy, right? It seemed like Cignetti was like, I titled him kind of like an evil Saban. And he wants to do exactly what Coach Saban did, and that is pound the ball and, like, dominate you and, like, take your will away. And that's what they did. Those running backs, fam, were good. Each of those running backs was just as they were equally good. It didn't matter who it was. They ran the ball 50 times up the middle, outside. Their backs were better. They were faster. Their offensive line was better, right? Man. So 50 times for 215 yards. Actually, when Alabama beat, I think, Texas in the Rose Bowl, the numbers were similar. Like, Alabama ran the ball. It was something like this. Mendoza, and the thing I like about Indiana's offense is it was run, deep pass, boom. And it was like knockout blows. And Fernando Mendoza, 14 to 16. That's not even a lot of work. 192 yards and 3 touchdowns. Remember, Sleeper said under 220. 14 to 16. Man. And I'll tell you what, those receivers are better than Alabama's receivers. So, look, I know it's uncomfortable, but think about this. Indiana had a better quarterback. Indiana had better running backs. Indiana had better wide receivers. Shoot, you know who was good was their tight end. Their tight end was better. Their offensive line was better. Their defense, Indiana was just a better football team. Indiana, I think, let me ask you this, fam. If Indiana and Alabama played 10 times, would Alabama beat them any of the times? I don't know if they could. Shoot. Signetti was like, and you know what? Did you hear on the postgame? He was like, when I was at Alabama, one thing that we wanted to do under Saban was impose the will. And he's like, it usually happens by the third quarter. Yeah. Tough Man says, Kyle, the last lopsided score was Clemson 2019, 44 to 16. Yeah, oh God. Yeah, we could update that. I was at that game, actually. Shoot. That was a beatdown. That game felt terrible too, but at least it was in like the Natty. I don't know what's worse. I mean, anytime you get a beatdown. Remember Luke Fickell, couple, what was that, last season? He said sometimes you get a, you know what, kicking? That was that? Yeah, that's what happened yesterday. So I guess, yeah, maybe that was the worst loss. This number is so sad. The Tide held to just 17 carries for 23 yards. I get it. There's some sacks, but that was the biggest thing for Alabama all season long was that they just couldn't run the football. How are you going to win games? You can't run the ball. Honestly, if you rewind, it's kind of impressive that Alabama even got this far, not being able to run the ball. That's like a one-handed boxer, right? Simpson suffered cracked ribs, and then we got a chance to see Austin Mack. We're going to talk about this today. What was your thoughts on Austin Mack when you saw him come in? I liked him. I mean, that first drive that he had and that first throw that he had to the outside, man, that was an absolute laser. If he would have put it out maybe a little bit more in front, maybe Bernard scores a touchdown. I don't know. He had another throw on that drive that was really impressive, and then they kind of adjusted to him, and he kind of found himself on kind of the struggle bus. He ran a little bit. I would like to see more volume of Keelan Russell. I thought Mack did look good. I mean, did he look like the next best thing? I wouldn't say that, but he's definitely got potential for sure. I liked him. Big quarterback, very strong arm. I thought it was too late to, switch him out, but they didn't want to switch quarterbacks. And I'll tell you why, because they even gave Ty an opportunity with broken ribs to come in and play, right? So they didn't want to put in a different quarterback. They wanted Ty Simpson to be the quarterback. But I have to say that at least it looked a little bit different with a different quarterback, right? Like it felt like finally we got a little bit of offense going. Ty Simpson, after the game, was asked if he's going to the NFL. He said he hasn't thought about it. Maybe he hasn't. I don't know. I think he's 100% leaving. Last point right here. The Tide has lost 3 straight to Big Ten teams to end the season. I hate that. I really don't like that stat. You lost to Michigan twice and you lose to Indiana. That kind of fits into that narrative that the Big Ten kind of has your number, right? Oh, man. So that certainly hurts. You don't like that. And I think the approval rating for Coach Kalen Deboer, I think it's impacted. I mean, let's do an overreaction kind of approval rating for Coach Kalen Deboer. What is it on a scale of 1 to 10 right now? The day after. It's still hot. 10 being the highest. What is your approval rating for Coach Kalen Deboer? I think we were at like a solid 7.5 before this. What would you guys say right now? Scale of 1 to 10, approval rating for Coach Kalen DeBoer. 5, 7, 5. Project, yeah, 7, 5, 5. So it seems like it slipped a couple points. 7, 5, 5, 6. Yeah, it might. Okay. It looks like 6, right? I guess if I'm just kind of looking. There's a lot of ones, actually. People, those are pissed. Those are pissed off people. Maybe 5, 5. Shoot. Yeah. And I don't know what's going to happen. Now, my next question for you inside the comment box is, do you feel that Kalen DeBoer, and this is a yes or no, so type yes or no inside the comment box. Do you think that Kalen DeBoer deserves a contract extension or a pay raise? Right? Pay raise or adjusted contract? Yes or no? I think when you look to Coach Kalen DeBoer, let's look at it from a snapshot, right? Not just one game. But damn, that one game, that hurts, right? Like, and you know what's disappointing? And you know what really hurts, fam? Is the inconsistency of this program throughout the entirety of the season. And that's what I think impacts Kalen DeBoer. And I guess if I was to put one more point under this, it would be biggest issue, inconsistency with the team. Because, look, the way they started is the way that they ended, right? Am I right? Like, inconsistency. There were some times where it was good, and then it got a little bumpy, and then it just completely flatlined. But from a snapshot for Coach Kalen DeBoer right here, and I would imagine that they're going to give him a pay raise. Maybe I don't know. He has 20 wins, right? 8 losses seems like a lot, right? Like, you're like, 8 losses, damn. That's a wicked amount of losses within 2 seasons. I get that, but I kind of look at that as understanding this world of college football, and you're like, what? This guy made it to the SEC title game this year in this type of a landscape, right? But 8 games is a lot. But it's a new world. It's a new world of college football. So, am I saying, like, get used to it? I don't know. But you're going to lose games. I'm going to be floored if Indiana is able to go undefeated, but the way that they played yesterday and how they looked, maybe they might. 1-2 in bowl games. I need your help on this. Is the playoff game against Oklahoma, are we considering that a bowl game? Okay, so the game against Oklahoma, where Alabama went on the road to play Oklahoma, is that a bowl game? Yes or no? I'm saying no. What bowl is it? What's the bowl sponsor? The first round bowl? Like, the official title is it's a bowl game, but how? What bowl is it? Because I have Deboer 0-2 in bowl games. Lost in Citrus Bowl, lost in Rose Bowl. But there's people out there, and they're like, it's a bowl game. What bowl was it? Do you guys mind if I change this to 0-2 in bowl games? Not to throw shade at Deboer, just like because it makes sense. It's not a bowl game. What bowl was it? Is that cool? Can I change this? Because I did this, and I presented it out. And people, like, started riding me. They're like, they beat Oklahoma in a bowl game. I was like, what bowl game? It wasn't a bowl game. It was a playoff game. All right, so you're cool if I change this. I got to change this right now because this is really bothering me. I was like, man. Okay, so 0-2. And I'm not doing that to make it look worse than it is. Just like, it wasn't a bowl game. What was it? Right? Oh, ReliaQuest Bowl. All right, thank you. So 0-2. ReliaQuest, and then Rose Bowl. Damn, ReliaQuest, man. That's a terrible bowl to go to, huh? ReliaQuest. um, and I feel like this graphic needs to be like kind of pushed up or something. I'm always working on stuff. The job's never finished with me. Okay. Reached SEC title game. That gets me a lot of bonus points right here. Reaching the SEC title game, and you know what? It almost penalizes you because you have to go into the game and, fight another crazy team when you've already played this guy. You imagine next year you have 9 SEC games, okay? Hey, tell them what they want, Bob. A 10th SEC game. You're like, oh, my God. Oh, shoot. That's crazy, right? 7-1 in the SEC and 7-2 overall with the loss to Georgia, but that's still an impressive note going in the SEC title game. This is also impressive. The 2 top 5 recruiting classes. That's impressive. The guy can recruit. The staff recruits well. That's impressive to me. The best win, going to Georgia on the road, winning. That's a hell of a win. Not a lot of teams can, that was a 33-game winning streak. So if you look at it like that, it looks okay. The biggest thing to me, I guess, that jumps out is reach the SEC title game, the 8 losses, and I guess the recruiting, right? Those are kind of like the 3 things that stand out to me. So overall approval rating, I think we go with like a 5.5 right here. 5.5. Before I leave, I asked a buddy of this this morning this question. Just be honest with me. In hindsight, do you think that if Kalen Deboer, if Alabama had lost, okay, to Auburn, do you think that he would have been fired? Do you think he would have been fired if they would have lost to Auburn? Yes or no? I kind of think they would have figured it out, like a way to get him to take that Michigan job. I don't know. I keep thinking about that. I don't know if he would have been fired, but maybe like tried to figure it out to where he would have been allowed to take the Michigan job. But a lot of you say no. Okay. Because he would have went to some weird bowl game, right? I don't know. Okay. As I mentioned, and as I've been discussing, I feel that one of the biggest issues with Alabama this season had to do with Ryan Grubb. And when I look at Grubb, I've been pointing this statistic out for a long time. Chase Goodbread of the Tuscaloosa News put it together basically the same way. Here's the quote. I'll go full screen if you want to screenshot it or whatever. Ryan Grubb was fired after 1 season in the NFL, in part because the Seattle Seahawks finished 28th among 32 teams in rushing. That's 95 yards rushing per game. A year later, he oversaw Bama rushing offense that finished 15th among 16 SEC teams at 110 yards per game, and that's Goodbread. And I think overall the number is for Alabama. I don't know if the NCAA has updated their stats as of today, but I think Alabama finished, I think it was like 120 in the country, right? So that's clearly on the offensive line, that's on the running backs, but I think that the common denominators, in my opinion, right? Thanks for the super chat, by the way. But I think the common denominator at Seattle and here at Alabama is Ryan Grubb, right? So I think one of the biggest issues was the fact that Bama became one-dimensional. Teams knew it. And when Ty's game wasn't on, Alabama literally had no offense. They ran the ball, I think, well, maybe like 3 games. They ran okay against Auburn. They ran the football against Vanderbilt. That was the only time this season where they ran for over 100 yards with one running back, right? Super Chat says, thoughts on changing strength and conditioning coach? I don't know. David Ballou seems to get a lot of positive praise, but I think this is what will happen. I think because you can't fire Grubb. I don't think Grubb will be fired. I mean, he's Kalen DeBoer's best friend. He's followed him around. It's his first season. People give passes on the first season. It's going to be hard for me to give a pass, but who am I? I think people will give him a pass. And I think, but what will happen, since you can't fire him, you have to go down the totem pole. And somebody else below him has to get fired or has to get let go. And if that happens, for example, a position coach will know that Ryan Grubb, kind of the heat's on him. And I'll tell you, but before I stop talking about Grubb, I'll say this. I knew that there was a major issue with this man right here when he started going up and down from the box to the sideline. Right? That's when I was like, oh man, things are going really, really bad. It was like late in the season too to be doing that. And then he was down on the side and then he went back up. Didn't that make your ears perk up when he did that? It did to me. So, but like I hear all sorts of stuff. So I had someone call me today. I couldn't even find a normal pen. So, oh wow, this is cool. Oh, I thought it was gonna like blank it out. But I had someone call me and they gave me all these nuggets today. Tons of stuff to watch out for. They say that there was an offensive lineman and Grubb that got into it on that because of that fourth down call. They say that there are some players that are really upset after the game. Say that some major staff changes could be coming. Mentioned the quarterback is thinking about hitting the portal. Let's see. Another running back thinking about hitting the portal outside of Richard Young. So, and a couple key players. So we'll see if that happens. Again, the transfer portal has opened up today. So if things come out, we'll keep you posted on it. Oh man, but you can't fire this guy. This guy is. I think though this will be your OC as long as Deboer is here. Unless he, and he's not going to take a head coaching job. You might as well call this the Nick Saban Invitational, right? I mean, if you want to get to the semifinals, just hire a coach that's coached under Saban. That's like the prerequisite to get there. Look at this. You got Dan Lanning, Oregon. You got Cignetti, Indiana, right? You got Cristobal, right? And you got Pete Golding. Yo, Pete Golding beat Kirby Smart. That was crazy to me, right? That was kind of the least one I thought. His quarterback is a bad man. Who you think gets in the finals? I guess Indiana and Miami? Is that what we're looking like, fam? What if it's, what would be crazy? What happens if it's Indiana and Ole Miss? And I don't think this will happen, but can you imagine if Ole Miss won the title? I don't think it happens, but can you imagine after Lane left? But here's the crazy thing. Lane is still getting paid the bonuses every single time Ole Miss wins. A lot of people have Miami and Indiana. I think that's probably how to shake out. Yeah. And I'm going to talk about all the positions real quick just to kind of set up the roster stage, and then I'll take your guys' calls. So that's how this show will work. So a couple more pieces to go through. Here's the coaching tree overall. All those guys under Saban, it's ridiculous, right? Saban's coaching tree goes so hard. All right. Got a new graphic for you. I might have to bump up the fonts on these. I spend so much time on the graphics because I just want y'all to be able to see aesthetics, okay? So does this look clean to y'all? Can you see this? Am I clear to you? If you see something, say something. All right. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Anderson says, Kyle, we've been down. We've been blown out the last 3 games. That's insane. Oklahoma just gave us comeback. I think our coaching, yeah. I mean, Oklahoma could have gave them the business 100%, right? All right, so here's what we look like from a quarterback standpoint. Oh, yeah, there you go. You see something, say something. Yep. Okay, we need to update the Mauler right there. And I can do all the edits on the fly. Oops. Yeah, I think he's like, I think he's 6'4", right? I think he's 6'4", 200, and he's not a 4. What is he? He's a 4-star, right? All right, 1 second. Why update that graphic? And Kawa's not. Caden's a big. Kawa's a big dude. 6'6". I think he's 6'6" too. My bad, fam. He's like 220, I think. All right, that should be updated. All right, I think that should be cleaned up, right? Jetamala. I was doing this all before the show. Even this underneath banner needs to be updated. But here's the quarterback, board just to have something to look like. I need to update this at the bottom. This is for the running backs. I copied it over. It's a duplicate. So this should be updated. All right. So Ty Simpson, redshirt junior, he can come back. We have Austin Mack, who's a redshirt sophomore. We have Keelan Russell, who is a freshman. He's played in 2 games. We updated Jetamala. He's a 4-star. And then Taden Kawa, we got him updated as well. Right. And then I'll update this bottom banner later on. Right. Does this graphic look okay? Do you think we could work with this, though? Like during the transfer portal, is this cool for you guys? You like this? Give me a thumbs up if you do. So I guess my first question to you is yes or no, inside the comment box, does Ty Simpson return? Yes, he returns. No, he doesn't return. Go ahead, sound off inside the comment box. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say a hard no. And I think, I'm surprised that these guys just don't come out and say it, right? Like, they've asked him many times. They're like, I haven't even thought about it. Really? You haven't thought about being like a number 1 draft pick? Because the projections that I've seen are 1st and 2nd round. Coach Saban said, if you're 1st, 2nd round, you leave to the draft. Now, it's 3rd and 4th round where you have something to think about. And now, Alabama, just like any other college that has billions of dollars, they can pay these players to come back. So, I don't think that Ty Simpson comes back. That would be, utterly shocking, okay? And if he does, that means that you probably lose Austin Mack and Keelan Russell, okay? And listening to Keelan Russell at Media Day, it's clear that he feels in his mind that he's going to compete against Austin Mack, right? I don't know. I get it. Ty Simpson, did his draft stock crash? I've thought about that. But if you look at board still, even today, he's number 3. There's Fernando, Moore, and Ty Simpson. It's not a very strong draft class. I get it. Yeah. You'd be like, oh, man, he'll get picked up in the 1st or 2nd round. I know. So he's not going to come back. So now you have these 4 quarterbacks to work with, right? So my question is, do you think, and I know everybody feels that this is the best quarterback that we got on the board. If he's the best quarterback, then why didn't he play yesterday? That's my question. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm saying, why didn't he play yesterday? Why isn't he the first guy to come off? Do you think he's just not ready? Do you think they're just kind of waiting? Will he be more developed by September than Austin? Oh, Bama has so much money, bro. They might not have billions, but they're not broke. I live here in Tuscaloosa. I see it. I drive by the university all the time. They have so much money, it's crazy. They have so much money, they're still paying Coach Saban $500,000 a year. It's change to them. They want Jalen Mbakwe, boom, got him. Want Ryan Williams, got him. $5 super chat in says, Brandon, what's up, man? He says, if he comes back, I think he'll lose some draft stock he will build up from this year. He might, yeah. That's another thing. But I think Ty Simpson has to go 100%. So let me ask you, just right now, reactionary Friday, who do you think starts at quarterback next season? And there's no spring game anymore. Instead of the spring game, we got Morgan Wallen. How about that? Remember the spring game? And it works out. What works out better for the coaches because they don't have to, like, deal with who's going to be the starter. They just have practice, and they just keep saying, we don't know. We don't know who's going to be the starter. We don't know. We don't know. They know. Of course they know. You guys think Keelan Russell be the starter? I bet you if I put up a poll, let's put up a poll right now. Let's just do it. I know, I see you, Rex. I know. But there is no way that Ty Simpson returns, bro. Just trust me on this. Who starts at QB? Okay, Ty Simpson. We'll put it in there for Rex. Austin Mack. And we'll put Keelan Russell. And we'll put, because I know there's a lot of people that still that think that Trent Seaborn is going to start next year too. I fight this all the time. It's crazy. Trent Seaborn is still in high school, but I'm going to put him inside the comment box so you could just vote on him. All right. Who starts at quarterback for Alabama next season? Ty Simpson, Austin Mack, Keelan Russell, or Trent Seaborn? Every time I put up this graphic, I promise you I get an email. Trent Seaborn is coming and he's going to be the starter. I'm like, the kid he's still in high school next year. Well, he should be the starter. All right, so far, I would imagine it's going to be a landslide for Keelan. So fam, why didn't Keelan play yesterday? I don't know. I think the news shocker is going to be if Austin Mack hits a transfer portal, right? Trent Seaborn, Bill F. Murray is like, who's Trent Seaborn? He's a young man that's committed to Alabama in the class of 2027 that has already committed to Alabama. He's been starting. He's ridiculous at quarterback. He's been starting since like 8th grade, right? Thompson High School. Yeah, if you're in this area, you know who he is. And then behind him is Graham Simpson, which is going to be even crazier. That is Ty Simpson's brother, who's balling out of control. He's in the class of 2028. So there's your future, like 10 years of quarterbacks. 8% Ty. Well, if you just take that 8% out, then it's probably like 50-50, right? So Keelan will redshirt because he only played in 2 games this season. He played against Louisiana Monroe, and he played against Eastern Illinois, right? Okay. So there's the poll, and it's 48% as of today, Overreaction Friday, that has Keelan Russell starting. Okay. Here would be the quarterback room if Ty does leave, by the way. All right, and on the graphics, fam, if you see anything that like stands out, just point it out inside the comment box. I do all the graphics, so trust me. I have spelling errors. I miss things. It's okay. Like, I'm accountable for all the graphics, and I can quickly adjust things on the fly. And I want to have it right. So just let me know. Honestly, it doesn't bother me. Okay, here's a look at the running back room. And again, let me get through these, and then I'll take your guys' calls. You got Jam Miller. Now, this is interesting, all right? I heard that this is going to be hard to believe, but I heard that Jam Miller could come back, which is, I thought he exhausted his eligibility. I think he could come back or transfer. So maybe keep your head on a swivel on that. Here we are right now, okay? So you got Jam Miller. You got Richard Young, who just hit the portal. You got Daniel Hill. You got Dre Washington. You got Kevin Riley and A.K. Deere, okay? And that's right now. Now, let's look to how the running back would look next year, okay? I think I should have this all cleaned up. So you have And these graduation years underneath reflect 2026. Okay, so I've updated everything. So like if we are going into the season for 2026, this is the graduation years that would coincide. Okay, so everything should be updated on this graphic for 2026. Okay, so starting left to right, I have Daniel Hill, Jr., 6'1", 244, and I updated the stats as well. This year he had 75 carries for 284, 6 touchdowns. You have Kevin Riley, redshirt sophomore this year, like sophomore season or 2026 season, 5'11", 180, 191, 59 for 224 and 2 touchdowns. You have A.K. Deer, 19 carries, 140, 3 touchdowns. You have Crowell coming in, and then you have Trayshawn Brown. Is that cool? You guys, can you see it? Okay. I think it might be a little bit tough to see in this vantage point, so I might have to I might drop that lower bar and bring things up. If this is the running back room next year, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think you bring in another running back. I know people have been saying, hey, let's look at a transfer running back. I don't know. I think you probably be fine with 5. But I guess my question here with the running back room, out of this room, and God, I know we talk about this often. Do you think in the freshmen are always better, but this dude's a monster, Xavier Crowell, right? Is there any chance that this guy starts, Xavier Crowell? Yes or no inside the comment box. Will Xavier Crowell start at Bama in 2026? Yes or no? Oh, man. Yeah, and KTY is right. Jam didn't even play yesterday. He was seen limping after the game, too. I don't know if you guys caught that. I think he played like 1 or 2 snaps. I'll have to check Pro Football Focus on that. So I think we're split on this. Let's run a poll on this, too. So I know it's just like, you're like, Kyle, he's a freshman. I know, but this cat seems different, man. Right? All right, let's see. Will Crowell start at running back in 2026? All right, just put yes or no. Vote now inside the comment box. Oh. I guess I'm going to vote. Well, I was going to vote no, and then I saw you guys voting. So far, we got 61%. I don't like to go against the comment box. So far, 62% believe that Xavier Crowell will start. Right? This cat's different. I mean, and the crazy thing about him, right? We kind of do a little player spotlight. Bam. You guys liking the graphics? Maybe I spend too much time on the graphics. I don't know. But you look at the 5-star spotlight, and you're like, well, why is he different? Well, I don't even have this on this board right here. But this dude reclassified. He should be going into his senior year of high school. He reclassified, and then he's going to early enroll. How do you even do that? 6 foot, 210. You saw that state title game. He went crazy. 350, 4 touchdowns. It was like watching a high school kid against Yaffle. He's the Gatorade Player of the Year. Speed, power, vision. You see that play where he hurdled that dude? This guy's a monster. I don't know how he is in like pass protection. I mean, that Indiana defense was crazy, man. Shoot. And then chances he starts, right? And so far, 61% believe that he has a shot or that he will. I don't know. We're gonna lose our minds if he does. We want. Can you imagine next year starting at quarterback, sophomore, Keelan Russell, running back, Xavier Crowell, right? What's up, man? Thanks for being a fan funder. I really appreciate it. Says in the words of Funny Mane, run the ball. Remember who was the offensive lineman here that had that hat that said run the ball? What's up, Dirty South? Oh man. I appreciate it, bro. A lot of hours spent in the lab, I promise you, dude. It's a work. I probably put like at least 8 to 10 hours a day into the channel. Easy. It takes what it takes. You want to be the beast, you got to do what the beast does, right? Here's the tight end room right now. See, I got to update these graphics. See how sad these graphics are compared to the other graphics? Trust me. You're like, well, how are you spending all that time? Yeah, because it takes time to add these little photos and do all the little text. It's painstaking. Sit up here with a little Starbucks or a little Red Bull and just go to town. Lock in. Sucks. It does. All right, so here are all the tight ends right here. You're going to lose Josh Cuevas. You're going to lose Brody Dalton. And then you look at the 2026 tight ends. You got this cat coming in right here, Josh Ford, right? He came in from Oklahoma State. I'm actually not mad at the tight end room. You have, and the thing about it is Alabama has tight ends that are inline, kind of blocking type tight ends, and then tight ends kind of over here, like Edwards, Pritchett, and Sutter. These are like playmaking tight ends right here. Guys that can stretch the field, guys that can make contested catches. I love Sutter, Pritchett, and Edwards. Those are my type of tight ends. I'm looking for a tight end like Lawson Lucky. I want one of those tight ends to like be here that can have 800, 1,000 yards. That's the type of receiver. Like, I want a receiver type tight end. That's like my dream. It doesn't happen often. But maybe one of these guys, you know who is this guy is damn good. Caleb Edwards. When I first saw him, I was like, I don't know, man. This dude, I don't know if this dude has it. He does. He played in every single game. He's a big dude, too. Look, he's almost 270. And I think this guy is more inline. Kind of like think of like I don't know if there'll ever be another Robbie Oots. He could try to be Robbie Oots with you know what would be dope? This guy needs to grow a mustache and do the mullet. And then he starts to get closer to Robbie Oots. He could surpass Robbie Oots because of the red hair, right? Mullet, red hair, mustache. Yeah. But Robbie Oots is also like a dope name, right? That name goes hard. All right, I don't have all the offensive linemen. There's a lot of them. As you know, Rock Montgomery in the portal. But here's kind of a snapshot of our offensive line. You have Caden Proctor, Cam Dewberry. I see something I got to fix. Parker Brailsford. Parker Brailsford, Jaden Roberts, Wilcom Formby, Michael Carroll, Geno Vandermark. Yeah, I got to do some work on this graphic as well. You're going to lose Caden Proctor, your left tackle, right? He's gone. You're going to lose Dewberry, so there's 2. Parker Brailsford returns. Jaden Roberts gone. Formby back, so you got 2 guys coming back for sure. Michael Carroll's coming back for sure. So you really got 3 starters coming back for the offensive line. And I know it's out there. I see the same thing you do, that Alabama's supposed to get rid of their offensive line coach. Have you guys heard that? Okay, outside of my show and like all your other sites and whatever that you're looking at, have you seen like that the offensive line coach is going to get let go? I've heard that. We'll have to see. So you got 3 guys coming back for sure. Why does this keep saying Parker? And then let's see. Other guys, I mean Jackson Lloyd, right? He comes back. Olas Alanin, he comes back. I'm trying to think about guys who like really have a shot. Now they did sign 5 offensive linemen. Tyrell Miller is a junior college offensive lineman coming in. I don't know if any of those guys are like immediate starters. You look, I would rather spend, if you have like transfer portal cash, I would spend it on a tackle. Like, give me the best tackle that money can buy. You don't think Parker's coming back? Javarius Cole inside the comment box doesn't think Parker's coming back. I don't know, dog. I think Parker's coming back. Oh, because this year, like, this is 2026, what you're looking at right here. So he'd be a redshirt senior this year. I think he'll come back, right? Wow, you guys think Parker? Oh, so does KT YUS, huh? Okay, let me ask you guys. Does Parker Brailsford come back or does he leave? Wow, okay. No, Parker right now is a redshirt junior. I just thought he would stay, but you guys are thinking he's going to go. Interesting. Wow, so Parker gone. Okay. Huh. Well, then that means that Formby and Michael Carroll are the only offensive linemen coming back that started. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, a lot of you guys feel he goes pro. Okay. Yeah, all of them can leave, outside of Michael Carroll. Okay, wow, strong feedback from the comment box saying that he's going to the NFL. I haven't seen him in 1, 2, 3 in the rounds. Just saying. Defensive line, I'll go full screen on this. Let's see. Tim Keenan gone. Everybody else can return. Right, Jeremiah Beeman, he went down with the leg early on in the season. Look, everybody can come back. Look, the defense is really easy. Everybody on the defense can come back besides Tim Keenan and the inside linebackers. That's it. That's how easy it is on the defense. But I have a question for you in the secondary, and that's coming up next. Everybody's coming in right here. A ton of experience, right? Here's what it looks like next year if, once Tim Keenan's gone. James Smith, Jeremiah Beeman, Calby Collins, Edric Hill, Faga, Stephen Boomwa, London Simmons, and, of course, the guys you got coming in as signees, right? That's a lot of guys. Most of these guys played besides Mboomwa and Beeman, right? I still have high hopes for this guy. I don't know. This guy is a beast. Number 90. Woo, man. All right, let's see what else we got. These are your defensive line signees. Give me this guy right here all day. The bandit position. LT's gone. I mean, but look at the bandit position you got, right? And I would imagine maybe you get Nolan Wilson, you put him at that bandit position as well. You could put on 15 pounds on Nolan Wilson. That might be a nightmare. Might be ferocious, right? So your bandit for next season, Keon Keeley, Jordan Nod, Fatoa Henry. Didn't really see him this year. What position you got? Quay. This guy will leave, right? And I'm glad he's okay. He had a neck, which is crazy. Yanze. Okay, my next question for you is this, and I've talked about this several times. You see all the talent coming in, right? Quay, Yanze, Noah, Justin. It's ridiculous how talent-rich we are right here. So yes or no, does Quay Rusa move to Quay, okay? Because you have these 3 guys, which we're good with, right? Does Quay move to the inside backer? What you think, fam? Because all these guys leave, and none of these guys, while they're talented, of course, none of them have experience. Why not put Quay over here as like, and then you could have Quay and Yanzi on the field. Does that make sense or does it not make sense? No? Fruit salad doesn't like it. Andy wants to go back to a 4-3. Pierre needs to be that. Pablo wants Yanzi to go inside. I didn't think about that. Pierre needs to come back. Yanzi. So you guys thinking Yanzi Pierre to the inside backer? I didn't think about that. So Yanzi had a sack. Did he have 2 sacks yesterday or 1? And this is what it looks like next year. Because you lose Deontay Lawson, you lose Nakai Hill-Green and Justin Jefferson. Yo, that's a lot of ammo you're losing with the inside backers. This room looks a lot different with those guys gone. That was a lot of experience. Alabama had the most experienced inside backers in the entire country. Now, this is what you have right here, right? Caden Jones, Quentin Reese, Daryl Duke Johnson, Luke Metz, Abdul Sanders, a lot of young guys. Griffin, Zay Hall. I don't know where Griffin will play. I put him with backers, but who knows where he'll play. I'm hoping for this guy, another 3-star riser. I don't know. These 3 stars that they're getting are impressing me. Patriot Life, what's up, bro? I want to be the first I admit I was really high on Ty Simpson at the beginning of the season and really wanted to see him succeed, but he definitely digressed as the season went on. Best of luck to him. Hey, Patriot Life, thank you so much, man, for your honesty on Ty Simpson. Oh, man, quality dude, right? He just how do you remember Ty Simpson, right? What are we going to think back on with Ty Simpson? Shoot. You're always going to be attached to the Rose Bowl game. What will we remember about Ty Simpson? The comeback against Oklahoma. The win against Auburn, of course. Yeah, man. You know what's going to happen, though, once we get, past the season and all that stuff, when all, the dust comes up, people are going to be like, yeah, Ty had a spine. He had an elbow replacement. He had broken ribs. His ankle, he's playing with a fake foot. A warrior. I just thought if he was so hurt, then why didn't they play another quarterback? I mean, I can't believe the coaches were playing with the quarterback that was 60% or whatever, right? I'll never forget those shots that he took against Auburn. And they were all to the head. It was nothing but headshots in that game. That dude was tough. All right, the corners. You got your Cali corners. Oof, man, and they were picked on yesterday. Those Indiana wide receivers are so good. They attacked Xavier Brown. They attacked Dejon Lee. Oof, man. So looking at the corners for next season, you got Xavier Brown, Cam Calhoun, Cam Calhoun plays that Husky position, but we'll leave him here. Dejon Lee, those will be your starters. Red Morgan can play that Husky as well. Chuck McDonald, this will be his second year. You got Jordan Edmonds coming in and Zion Gibson. Right? So that room looks loaded to me, right? I mean, Xavier Brown in his third year, Dejon Lee, they'll grow up. Shoot, they had to grow up more than yesterday. Those wide receivers for Indiana, all 3 of them will be in the NFL. Surratt, Cooper, and Charlie Becker. Yeah. You'll be drafting those guys on fantasy football. The Husky position, I'm going to take calls in just a minute. I just wanted to fly through the roster so you guys can, does it help when we go through the roster like this? I think it even does for me because then you get to, figure out, you see the board in total, and you're like, all right, it makes sense. And if I check my phone, I apologize. I don't usually during the show. But since it's a transfer portal day, I don't know what's coming on. You got to think, I haven't heard that he's kicked off the team, Dre, right? Maybe he's just suspended or whatever. But I haven't heard that he's kicked off. He's leaving, right? He's a senior. He's coming back, I think. He could be on portal watch. Husky, this guy he got way better. If he continues that trajectory, he might be one of the better third corners that we have. I mean, period. Red Morgan's a baller. Safeties. Okay, I have a question for you on this. Cam Howard's in the portal. Yes or no? Does Keon Sabb and Bray Hubbard, do each of these guys return, or do they leave? This is like one of my biggest questions. Do these guys come back? Yes or no? Yes, they come back. Why? No, they leave. Huh. Yeah, I agree with you, Bama girl. Let's see. Keon Sabb, Bray Hubbard. Oh man, I kind of feel that they might come back, fam. Taylor doesn't like Keon Sabb. Bray definitely second or third round pick. Mr. Archives is saying. Wow, so you guys are thinking Bray leaves too. Hubbard say I kind of feel Hubbard stays. But then again, I think Parker Brailsford stays too. Oh. Lance feels that Bray is inconsistent. Rich B zap his cheeks. And then you got Zay Mincy and Ivan Taylor, right? Ivan Taylor played a little bit yesterday, and Zay Mincy, I think I saw him on the field as well. Right? Yeah, this guy's good. Ivan Taylor's really good. If Bray and Keon do come back, this is what your safeties look like. Oh, and then you got Jariah Edwards coming in too, right? Look at this room. All right, kickers. Connor Talty, he's coming back, and then you need a punter because you're losing Blake Dowd, but Alex Osbroff. Either he comes in or you might need a transfer in this area. So that's kind of where we stand. All right, we'll take some calls. But as you know, this video is powered by Sleeper and by you. But if you download Sleeper, the app, you get $20 just by downloading the app, right? It's perfect time to play more or less for the NFL playoffs coming up or for the college football playoffs, more or less if this quarterback's going to throw this or that. The promo code is tailgate, and you get a $100 deposit match up to $100. Just use the promo code, which is tailgate. That is my personal promo code. Please support them as they support me. Available in 25 states. Terms and conditions apply. I love Sleeper. In fact, I won my fantasy football league. I was in the championship in both of my leagues. In one league, I won. In the other league, I made some terrible decisions. I'm still disappointed about it. All right, so with that said, take some calls. All right, know that there's probably someone behind you, and I pay for the call online too, fam. So if you could, the super chats, whatever, fan funders, it helps out because I do pay for the calls. Like when you guys are waiting online, I'm paying for that. That's just how it operates. But it works out, right? I mean, we love the call-in show. So the call-in number is 205-850-1994. Okay, I'll feature comments from time to time and some trending topics to work with. You got the Bama beatdown, right? Your take on the game, the biggest issues, transfer portal talk. This made me mad. Yikes on this, whatever it is. It's your show, but know that there's somebody behind you that wants to talk as well. So just be courteous, and, I'll politely tell you to, stop talking. All right, 937, let's take it. Chris, how's it going, bro? Chris from New Jersey. Welcome to the show.
Kyle. Well, the first thing I want to say is Jay, he asked me to do something about the rain yesterday for the game. So I made a call. No rain. I'm just kidding. All right. Well, listen, this is what I want to do. I'm going to be very positive, by the way. So I want to go on January 2nd, 2026. I want to go on the record with you, with the undefeated. Part of what I'm going to go on the record for, it's probably not going to be super popular in the chat, but, time.
Christopher, what happened? Christopher. Oh, man. Right as you know what? That was the cliffhanger. That's exactly how you do it in showbiz. Like, you say, like, what you're about to say, and then poof, you cut an ad. Perfect timing. Chris, I don't know what happened to you, dog. Call back. Wow, that was like the biggest cliffhanger we've ever had. 919. Hey, welcome to the show. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Hey, this is Kevin Grace. How you doing, Kyle?
What's up, man? I appreciate you being here. Go ahead.
I'll be honest with you. I'm so pissed off right now I can spit. What are your thoughts on this? And tell me if this is far fetched, but we either one of two things. Either we tell Deboer and the whole coaching staff, you got to go tomorrow, pack your bags, hasta vista, or check this out, or either this. Here's the thought. Why don't we possibly, if we want to get back to the Saban-esque style, A.J. McCarron, he's the head coach of the Birmingham Stallions. Correct me if I'm wrong, UFL. They won 3 championships. He knows the standard that it requires, right? Then you could also possibly bring in somebody else like, I don't know, Pruitt on the defensive side. Scott Cochran, he wanted to coach. Let him coach special teams. He's got several of the Alabama players like O.J. Howard, Bo Scarborough, all that kind of stuff. So that way we can get back to that standard, right? And then push comes to shove. Let's say, hey, Saban, $16 million a year for 2 years. Get us back to kind of settle things, kind of get the ship back settled. And then, hey, man, look, I'm telling you right now, man, it's getting bad, and it's getting bad quick, bro. You're laughing, but I think we all. I heard a stat on I think it was Paul Feynman was talking on ESPN. They 50 carries for 250 yards rushing on Alabama. Dude, at a certain point, they're punking you out, bro. Alabama got punked, literally punked by Indiana. I want that to marinate. Alabama, who had 57 5-star recruits to Indiana's 8, or 4-star and 5-star recruits to Indiana's 8, got punked with 250 yards rushing. Dude, the Boer and the posse's got to go. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I know, but money's important, all that kind of stuff. I get it. But the athletic director has to tell him, hey, bro, either all y'all go, or you and your buddies, they got to go. So something's got to change. That's all I got.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. Thanks for calling in, man. I think that, Alabama right now, they can't get rid of Deboer because he's got a really big buyout, right? There was that time where if he would have taken the Michigan job on his own, then he owed Alabama like $4 million. But I think you're in a position now that you're not going to get rid of him. And to be honest, I don't even know. I'm down to ride out Deboer. And you're like, what? Because it has taken me a while. I know, and I'm not. There's a couple of things that I don't see eye to eye on. Like I like more of like a hand over fist type coach. That's just how I grew up. That's just how I feel it needs to operate. But I do feel you need to make some changes underneath. And I'm really, really upset with the underperforming offensive coordinator. I think that has ramifications. And just as our last caller said, Indiana looked like the Alabama of old. They ran the ball. Kane Womack, for the most part, he's taken a step forward, right? I think we can all agree on that. So you kind of make some adjustments, but that Indiana team was crazy. And I know the whole pipe dream is to get Saban back. Saban's not coming back. Would it be amazing? Of course, but he's not coming back. So you have to look like realistically where we're at. But it was a kind of a nice wish list, right? All right, 256. All right, welcome to the program. Who am I line with and where are you calling in from?
Roll Tide Prods from Huntsville.
Hey, what's up, Roll Tide Prods? Come with it, bro. Thanks for being here, man.
I was just going to say that the whole problem this year was the offense. Because, like, yesterday the defense started perfectly. They sacked Mendoza twice on the first drive. They got him to 4th and 15. They punted it, and we didn't do anything with it the whole game on offense. Like, it's hard to play complimentary football, like, if you can't get your offense going. Like, the defense, sure, they gave up a bunch of rushing yards, but they gave up so much more because the offense, they're like, oh, well, we got to go again. We know the offense isn't going to do anything, so let's just, I don't know.
What do you think of these comments? And I didn't even have time to show them, or maybe I forgot. But Kirk Herbstreit yesterday, and I'll show the graphic real quick on the screen. He had this to say. I feel like Alabama, it's just strange to see. They're just existing. They're just out there. Nobody is playing with any fire. It's almost like they feel defeated, like there's nothing we can do. That's what Herbstreit said. Did you hear that? And what are your thoughts on Alabama looking kind of defeated out there against an Indiana team?
Well, I think Indiana was just more hungry, and they're just better coached, they're better disciplined, better coached, and they just wanted it more. And I think we were just more happy to just be there than instead of trying to win it, we were just happy we were there. But Indiana, like, they're there for a national championship, but we were just happy to be there.
Your thoughts on Cignetti?
I think he's a really good coach. He's got a lot of saving in him, and I think he had his team ready to go, and he just outcoached Deboer.
Yeah. And do you think Alabama should keep its offensive coordinator, or do you want? I mean, you said the offense was an issue. I mean, do you think it's even realistic that they can get another OC? I don't. I think it's going to be Ryan Grubb again. But my hope is it operates better, I guess, with a different quarterback.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you think about it, like, Ty Simpson wasn't recruited by Deboer, so we really haven't. Milroe wasn't either.
Yeah.
So we still haven't really seen a true Deboer quarterback.
Yep.
Because Keelan Russell and Austin Mack, they were both recruited by Deboer. And Austin Mack, I mean, his first drive, I mean, he moved the ball, but I mean, our offense still kind of like was stuck.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. Roll Tide Probs.
All right, see ya.
Take it
Roll
easy,
Tide.
brother. Yep, Roll Tide. All right, good caller up from the Huntsville area. All right, we'll go back to the phone lines. We got 865. I think we got Angel from Angel. Are you still in Pasadena?
Hello?
Angel.
What's up?
What's up, brother? Are you still in Pasadena?
No, I'm back here
Okay.
at the crib.
Back at the crib. All right. Angel was out west, and now he's back home. By the way, before we start, here's our transfer portal look so far for today. We have 4 in the transfer portal: Bubba Hampton, Rock Montgomery, Cam Howard, and Richard Young. Welcome Angel from Pigeon Forge a day after Alabama falls to Indiana in the Rose Bowl. Go ahead, Angel.
Yeah, I think we need to get some pieces out of the portal, especially some linemen. For sure, because that was unacceptable. And maybe get another kicker. There's a lot of pieces that needs to be there because it was terrible. What I saw was a nightmare that I don't want to see again. Like, it was awful. And I don't want to see that nightmare again because it was embarrassing as a fan. Getting your ass kicked by Indiana, yeah, that's unacceptable. But I'm just kind of shocked, though, really. I'm sure you understand that. Like, I'm just really shocked right now.
Angel, what do you think about the quarterback position and the quarterback outlook next year? You think it's going to be – are you on, like, Keelan Russell? You Austin Mack? You waiting to see how it plays out? What are you thinking?
I'm seeing how it plays out because I did like Big Mac. Like, he did pretty good. It's just that near the end zone, he couldn't punch it in.
Yeah.
He did pretty well. It's just, mediocre at best. Like, it was his first start. Of course he's going to struggle, but I wouldn't mind seeing Mac next year because he knows the damn offense more than Ty Simpson does, that's for sure. Like, I love Ty, but man, he's not fit for this offense.
And what about running backs? Do you think Xavier Crowell has a chance to start next year?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Start the freshman, because you can't do much worse, can we? Right? I mean, I'm going all in. After all that experience, I'm going with the freshmen are talented, because we didn't play like that yesterday, and we need to start playing the best players on the field.
Yeah.
No best friend, buddy, because we did for 2 seasons now, and look where it got us. Eliminated from the playoffs, and I'm just dissatisfied with this team right now, because I want this for the best for the team, but not like this, not right now. But there's nothing wrong with it. And Chris Canetti's, face, I couldn't sleep last night. I could not sleep. It's just the face I've seen, going to bed. I couldn't go to bed. So it was pathetic, this performance.
Right.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, roll Tide, bro.
I'm done for my rant for the day.
All right, man.
I'm a nice guy, but hopefully next season goes better.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Roll Tide.
I was just thinking about that. Do you imagine just laying there trying to go to sleep and just seeing Cignetti's face just kind of scrolling through? Right? He seemed the best way I could put it, and I put this on Wake of Bama. He seemed like kind of like an evil Saban. Some of his, right? Like, let me see if I have a face of him inside the comment box. It's hilarious the way he looks. I don't know. Am I tripping? Like, kind of with that, like, evil. He even kind of has the same almost haircut as Coach Saban. It's really interesting to me. No, I don't know. I think I have one of Cignetti. Huh. I have to find one. All right. I think we got Chris from New Jersey back. Chris, are you back?
Kyle, I got raided by the feds, man.
Yo, you know what? It was just, you know what it was like?
I'm kidding.
It was just.
Tell Max in the chat, I'm kidding.
No, it was just like The Sopranos, the last episode, right? You know when you're
yeah, we got ice cream for Christmas from there.
Right?
Holston's, it's called.
Is it really? So that's
yeah.
a wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's like about 10 minutes from here.
Okay. Is it like always packed, or can you get in there?
No, you can get in there, but what's interesting is they have these they really capitalized on that whole Soprano ending, and they have these tours that come out of New York City and do a Soprano tour of like his house, and then the last stop is at Holston's, and they get paraphernalia, and they they have like a hamburger and onion rings.
Huh.
Can you imagine people pay, and they probably pay a couple $100 for that tour? I should be like Kramer and Seinfeld. I'll do it for $50.
Yeah, that's when he did the real Peterman tour, and he'd drive around on that bus. All right, man. So
that's where they had the muffin tops.
Yeah.
The top of the muffin to you.
Yeah. So you were gonna say something positive. So go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna throw it down here. So, and this might not be popular even with you, but I'm going with this, and everybody should be super pumped for this year. Okay, first of all, Nick Saban won his first national championship in his third season. Need I remind everybody that this will be Deboer's third season. Jim McElwain was our offensive coordinator. He won his first national championship in his second season. And just like Grubb, ready for this, Kyle? This is where you're going to might get on me a little bit. And so in the chat, is Grubb is going nowhere, and he's going to win the national championship this year. And we are going to be riding the best quarterback we've had in a very, very long time. Keelan Russell is going to start. And by the way, if everyone wants to feel better about what happened to us yesterday, pull up on YouTube Keelan Russell highlights. It's that good to watch. Mm-hmm. Xavier Crowell will be our starter, and I predict also that A.K. Deere comes back looking like Najee Harris next year. He's going to be much more jacked up and a bigger part of the offense. And because if you can't block, they can't put you in there. So I think that's why. And you see, Jam missed two bad blocks. But listen, I don't want to think about yesterday. We're 2026, my friend.
Yeah.
The season's over. Now we got to go. We got to go through the we got to look out the front of the car, not the back. So we're going windshield, Kyle, not we're not looking out the back. So we're going to win I'm on record now. Everybody listen to this. We're going to win the national championship this coming year. And we're going to do it with Grubb and Womack and Deboer. And everybody, our roster is stacked. And we are going to go to the portal, and we're going to get a couple great offensive linemen, maybe a piece of the puzzle here or there. And somebody's saying I don't know S. That's okay. Yeah, I'll remind you when I'm having this call next year when we're like, hey, we're going to the championship game. So that's my positive. I was not rated by the Feds, Max. And this guy's saying I'm completely full of it, Kyle. All right, well, Kyle, what do you think about what I just said? You tell me, but
I'll answer you on the other line, but I'm glad that you called in. I'm glad you're safe, bro. Thanks for calling in, Chris. Appreciate it, bro.
Thanks, brother. Roll Tide. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide to you, man. Chris from New Jersey. You know what? Winning a championship for any more is just going to be ultra hard because of not only the 9-game SEC schedule, the way that the playoffs are set up, the way that all these programs now have equaled the playing field. Alabama does have an elite talent. I mean, you look at the defensive side of the ball. They're absolutely loaded. They figured out the inside backer position. Their schedule's still going to be a gauntlet. I haven't looked at the far out odds for national championship next year. Oh man, I'd have to wait and see what quarterback is rolling. I mean, the national championship should be achievable every year, right? I mean, that's just kind of the standard. That's why I moved here. That's why I live here in the city. But right now I'm still trying to digest yesterday, and I still just have this horrible taste in my mouth and trying to like organize my thoughts and try to even walk myself off the ledge. You know how positive I am, but just yesterday, it's one thing to lose like 27-20, 27-14. You're just like, ugh. But 38-3 is just, that was demoralizing, right? And like seeing what Herbstreit had to say, and kind of listening to that, I think he spoke for a lot of people, and I think it's going to drive in that narrative that Alabama can't get it done under Deboer. Alabama can't get it done under Grubb, right? Alabama isn't what they, were. More people are going to want to challenge Alabama. Think about this. In the last 2 years, Alabama has lost, as you can see, 8 games. And I get it. College football has changed. But in the last 2 years, Alabama has lost to Vanderbilt, lost to Indiana. That shows you how much college football is changing, right? And we're in the middle of that metamorphosis right now. 917. Hey, thanks for calling. You're on the line. Yeah, what's up, man? Who am I on the line with, or where you calling in from? Yep.
Hello?
Yeah, you good?
Hello?
Yo, what's up?
Sorry, yeah, my phone unconnected right when you said it. Yeah, man, I feel everything everyone's saying, and like the last Chris saying, okay, the car great, the car looks great, but who's driving the car? And I'm kind of on the Deboer thing, and I'm gonna put it. It's not Deboer, it's the run game for me. And it wasn't the loss yesterday, as bad as that was. It's the past 2 seasons with him where, and I don't care who your offensive coordinator, you're still at the top. Where last year it was kind of covered because we had Milroe running around. But if you go back, I did some deep diving into stats, and historically it was pathetic how often we gave them even a chance to run the ball, our backs. And then this year, 15 yards in a game. I know there's outliers that happen, and like we played LSU one year and didn't run for squat, but I don't know, like -2 yards against Georgia. It's just like we can't run the ball at all. And we're talking about Eddie Lacy, Derrick Henry, Damian Harris, Najee, like the list goes. That I don't know. It's just what I love about Bama football, and to see it where you can't get a yard and you got to run. And even that 4th and 1, it's too early in the game. It's 3-0. That's desperate and pathetic with a bad call. That's the coaching. Like, I can't say, oh, the offensive line, the backs. I can't imagine we don't have enough talent to at least run the ball 5 yards here and there. Like, it was just so pathetic. And I'm not feeling good about the future unless they can fix that. And it's a major fix that I don't know what the problem is. I'm not a football player, so I wish someone at the press conference, I don't want to hear about the guys and their heart, and Ty got hurt. Tell me why we can't run the damn ball, and that's all I want to know.
100%. Wait,
and I want a clear
wait,
answer.
but
You know what I mean?
I didn't get your name before you called in, man, and I didn't get you where you're calling out of.
Sorry, Connor from Muscle Shoals.
Okay, all right, Connor, up in Marshall Shoals. I love that area. You know, I talk about it frequently. It still trips me out how many, like, all the greats ran through there. Like, I have a book just kind of about that area. It's amazing to me still, you know, getting to know about all the history out there. Yeah, but you're right, bro. I thought this is another part that frustrated me, Connor, let me know about you, chat. So, Alabama, it's not going well. And it's about as bad as it's getting, right? I don't even know what the score was at this point in time. Was it 31-3? I don't know what the score was. But when Alabama came out and they ran that like triple reverse pass, like from Tecmo Bowl, just to pick up yards, I thought that was so embarrassing. You're like, really, this is where we're at? Like, this is what we're doing to move the football? Oh my goodness, that was killing. That was killing me, man. I was like, no. All right, Connor. Anything else, bro?
Yeah, and just to put that in what we used to be, and granted, this was the year where Henry was there and he's the GOAT of all time.
Yeah.
So in my mind, but we played Auburn, and in the fourth quarter, and I could be wrong, go back and double check, but we ran the ball every single time in the fourth quarter. You see, and we were able to rely on that to win the game. Where like now we can't rely on it to get a yard. It's just insane to me, and it's not even like, oh, we're not that good. It's good. No, it's just bad. Like every other team in college, find me one other team that looks like us running the ball. Like everyone can get some yards. You know, did we have one big breakout run this year? The only one was like against one of those scrub teams. Like not one. It's just mind blowing to me, and they got to do something, man.
All right, man.
And it's Deboer's job to do that. That's all.
Take it easy, Connor. Take it easy, bro.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, roll Tide, T-Bro. Connor out in Muscle Shoals, 704-773-630 coming up next right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Hey, fam, I appreciate you guys being here on the program. Thank you so much for always kicking it with me right here on Bama Football on YouTube. As you know, as we go into kind of, you know, this back end of the season, it's important that you guys support the channel. That's support me. So if you guys want to hit that join button, that's a great way to support. Also, the super chats are great, greatly appreciated. As you know, I put so much into the program, into the show, and I'm always changing things. So I really appreciate your guys' consideration in doing that, as I am a full-time content creator, which is, it can be dicey. It can be great. It can be dicey. But this is the lane that I choose to be in. I feel comfortable in this space. So your consideration is greatly appreciated. There's different levels. It's easy to sign up. Think about it. And I really, really appreciate it. All right. And by the way, we did have a big run, like Connor was talking about, against Oklahoma, right? It was 29 yards by Daniel Hill. And then the next play, we went 5 wide. I swear we went 5 wide the next play. All right, 704, you're up.
Hey, Kyle, it's Kevin from Charlotte. How are you, man?
Kevin, what's up, man? I appreciate you coming with it, man. Welcome to the show from Charlotte. Go ahead.
Thanks. Hey, listen, I'm trying to think big picture here. And when we started off last night on defense, we were after Mendoza. We looked like we wanted to win the game. And then we seemingly went away from that. I mean, I know Indiana made some adjustments, but it didn't seem like we were making the right in-game adjustments, which led to the team on the field looking lost. And you've got to wonder if some bigger heads have to roll. I'm not talking about Deboer. I'm talking about position coaches, maybe even Kane Womack, and you got to wonder about the culture, because it seemingly looked like we came out, like I said, hungry, and then we kind of just rested. Was that what changed? What stopped? I mean, it's a chess match. We all know that. We all know that the coaches in game are making adjustments as opposing coaches are doing the same thing, and it's all about making the right adjustments to put the team in the best place to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
Those coaches did not do that last night.
Yeah.
And so, we can talk about the players for next year, and
Looks like we dropped the call, but I think what sorry about that, Kevin. I don't know what happened. 773 up next, along with 630. I think what happened, Kevin, is the fact that you lost all the momentum, and you lost the momentum early. When I felt that, look, right off the jump, what was the first thing that happened in this game? Alabama sacked the quarterback not once but twice, right? You remember this? And I was like, oh boy, okay. So they punted. Alabama couldn't get anything going, so it was kind of like stalemate. Indiana had that long drive, and they went down the field. I have it written down somewhere on my notes. But they went all the way down the field, and they put something together. It was like a 16-play drive, but the defense held. Remember this? So it was only 3-0. And then at that point in time, it was the quarter changed, and it was the second quarter, and that's when Alabama went down, and that 4th and 1. You're like, how impactful could a play be? It was that impactful. You lost all the momentum right there because Fernando Mendoza hit you with the knockout at 10-0, right? I hated that play. All right, let's see, 773. Hey, thanks for calling in. You're on line with Kyle Henderson. Yeah, who am I on line with and where are you calling in from?
This is Mike from Chicago. How's it going, Kyle?
What's up, Mike? I appreciate you coming with it, bro. Welcome to the show.
Not much. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's doing a little armchair quarterback. I mean, you say, okay, that was a bad 4th down because we know it didn't make it. But what about the 4th down in the Oklahoma game in which it did work, gave a spark, and everybody's, great call and everything. Mm-hmm. I think if, we have to make an adjustment into the running game. I think that's the biggest thing. I think somehow or another there has to be a commitment to the running game. Last year when we had Milroe, as everybody said, he was a running game. That's why everybody's like, why we don't put Ty in? Why we don't put Ty in? And now we see why. So I mean, the sky is not falling. Okay, maybe it's not out, but it's not falling. We just have to give them the chance. At some point in time, we were looking at Ty being Heisman. Everybody was happy. Adjustments were made that, over the season, you get more and more film. Teams adjust. I mean, again, this is a bad feeling. I hate this feeling, but I do think it can be turned around. They can make adjustments. It's just a matter of tweaking the running game, making it better. Just like you said, the difference between success is a very thin line. You think at Miami, everybody was all on Miami, and they're now performing. They tweaked their running game. They became more physical. I mean, he's only been there 2 years, and in 2 years he's been in the CFP, he's been in the SEC championship, he's won big games, he's beat Georgia. I think their tweaks will be made to improve the running game. I think they understand that, and I think that's what's going to happen. We just got to give them a chance.
Hey, Mike, let me ask you a question. I have a graphic pulled up now on Alabama offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb, and I don't know if you've read this article or not. It's on Chase Goodbread, but it's a very, very well-known stat that I've talked about often. And it's kind of about what you're talking about, the running game. Ryan Grubb was fired after one season with the Seahawks, in part because they finished 28th in the NFL out of 32 teams running the football, 95 yards per game. A year later, he oversaw Alabama's running offense that finished 15th in the SEC out of 16 teams and at 110 yards per game. I think they finished like 120 overall. How big is Ryan Grubb an issue at Bama?
I mean, if you think about when he was at Washington, right, they had 1,000-yard rush. I think he was like 1,400 when they went to the championship. So I think he believes in running the game. Maybe you just don't have the personnel or something's happening where the running game is not successful. I mean, just because you want to run the ball don't mean the players are there to run the ball. Just like that 4th and 1. If anybody look at that 4th and 1, the difference in that play was the tight end not holding his block. If anybody get a chance, go look. Tight end. Everybody was on their block. One player didn't hold his block. The linebacker came off the tight end, made the tackle. So it's about a continuity and a commitment to it. We're talking 2 years. This is Ryan, and technically this is Ryan Grubb's first year. I mean, we're talking about Deboer, it's his second year, but this is Ryan Grubb's first year. So I think once he gets acclimated to understanding the guys who he's playing with as well as the guys who he's coaching against, I mean, you just got to give him a chance. I mean, Ryan Grubb went to the pros, and a lot of people that wash out. I mean, I think it's not a Ryan Grubb problem because, as I say, in Washington, he did run the ball. I think it's more so maybe a coaching problem, maybe offensive coordinator. I would hold it on Deboer because at the end of the day, the buck stops there.
Mm.
But I just think that right now, everybody knows there needs to be ability to run the ball. I think the coaching staff knows that. Now we need to see if they make adjustments to run the ball. I mean, I think that's the next step. I don't think nobody's, the coaching staff doesn't have any blinders on, thinking, "Oh, we're perfect. We're going to go back doing the same thing we did last year." I mean, even at the beginning of the year, Ron Grubb talked about we need to take pride in running the ball. Now, do we have the personnel? Was the offensive line up to it? Did they perform the way they need to do? Do we have a lot of injuries? Jaden Roberts was hurt. I mean, there's a lot of factors that we don't know what's going on behind the curtains, and we just say, "Hey, run the ball." I just say give him a chance, give him an opportunity. It was a good season, not a great season, and let's see what happens next year.
Sounds good, Mike. I appreciate the call, bro. Thank you so much for calling in today.
Yeah.
All right, Mike out from Chicago. I hate to be stuck on this fourth down call. I don't like the fact that it was on our own 34, and I don't like the fact that we came out of Wildcat. But, like, if you're going to go for fourth down, all right, let's go for fourth down. But, like, I want a different play call. Like, would you do a Wildcat? Yeah, I never, like, nobody does a Wildcat on a fourth down. I don't think. But think about it. Like, you did make how many fourth down calls did they make against Auburn? When they didn't every touchdown come on fourth down? There were several. Look, it was weird, but on a lot of fourth down calls, Ryan Grubb did make some good calls. He did. But sometimes he didn't, and that was a costly one for sure. All right, let's take another call. We got 630. Hey, good morning. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Yeah, what's up? Who am I on the line with, or where are you calling in from?
Andre, Chicago, man. First time calling in. How you doing?
What's up, Andre? I appreciate you, man. We went back-to-back Chicago.
Right, man. Chi-town. All right, man. Real quick. I'm a loss for words, but I get a couple things off my chest.
Mm-hmm.
That fourth and one, on your own 35.
Yep.
Top of the second quarter. I screamed, yelled, threw stuff. I'm like, what? Okay, let me just say this, man. That didn't make any sense. You needed to punt the ball. You needed to punt the ball or give it to Daniel up the middle.
Yeah.
You needed to punt the ball. Yeah. Okay? You needed to punt the ball. All right? And the fumble, when they scored off those two possessions, the fumble and the messed up 4th and 1, that's 14 points.
Mm.
At that time, before they scored, it was, 24-0?
Mm-hmm.
You take those two away, it's 10-0.
Yeah.
They're still in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Literally still in the game. But we knew what happened after that. I mean, it was just disaster. Pretty much after that fumble, it was pretty much done. And Ty, my thing with Ty is that for some strange reason, he tries to play hero. I don't know if you look and when you watch when he plays, he tries to find somebody, trying to find somebody to make a play. You don't need to make a play all the time. You just need to be a point guard, like Saban said. Just be a point guard and distribute the ball.
Yeah.
Be a point guard, because if you just be a point guard, even Mendoza said himself, I don't try to be a hero. I just try to be a point guard and distribute the ball. And it makes you look like a hero. But Ty tries to be a hero, so outcome-oriented, and then stuff like this happens.
Yeah.
If he just steps up in the pocket, buys himself roughly a half a second, you either take off or get rid of it. Simple. I mean, it is what it is. And I think he more than likely will leave, because we can't afford to lose Keelan, in my opinion. Keelan or Mac. Mac knows Deboer's offense really more than anybody, but Keelan's on his heels. Keelan is, we saw some glimpses of him. Hey, this cat looks real good. All right. And I'm a running back by trade.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm a running back.
Mm-hmm.
So my biggest problem with Bama, when I see their running backs, especially Daniel Hill, why does he look so slow?
Yeah.
Hit the hole and hit it hard.
Mm-hmm.
Go. Hit it. If you watch like Ole Miss and Georgia the other night, and especially if you watch Indiana, what do they have in common? hit the hole hard. Hit it. Go. Speed.
Yep.
Hit it now.
Yep.
Hitting it hard.
Yeah.
Don't care what their weight class is, 200 or 240. Hitting it hard.
Yeah.
But with Daniel Hill, it just seems like it's like you was a step or two slow. Just I know he had that big run, was it 20-some yards? That was good. But it just seems like the backs are just hitting the hole slow. I mean, that's got to get fixed up and got to get a better running game, man. And let me leave you with this. Let me tell you what you think. Let me get your thoughts on this, man.
Yeah.
I took a look, and I was just curious. Hold on. Just give me a second, Undefeated and Kyle. Check this out. I was just curious about Marcus Freeman. Let me know where I'm going with this. I looked up his first 3 years. I was just curious. Freeman was 9-4.
Yeah.
First year. Deboer, 9-4. Freeman second year, 10-3. Deboer second year, 11-4. Freeman third year, 13-1. Deboer third year, we don't know yet. So what am I getting at? I looked at that and I'm saying, oh, okay. Deboer's on the right track, but the way it's going down, people don't agree with, especially with not running the ball. And if you got this far with pretty much air raiding, what would it look like if you at least ran the ball 25 times a game? That's all I'm saying. Not Indiana style. Indiana was like, man, they were cooking like 50. I'm just saying if you did half of that, with not even 100 yards a game, let's say 92, what do you think it would look like if you got this far with just passing the ball around? That's all I'm saying. We got to get a running game because from this point moving forward, man, you got to get a running game. But let me know what you think on that, Kyle. I love your show.
Yeah, thanks, Andre.
And roll tide, man.
Yeah, roll tide, man. All right, we got Andre 3000, except he ain't coming from the ATL. He coming from Chicago, right? All right, yeah. Deboer after 2 seasons, 20 wins, 8 losses. Remember, we put 0-2 in bowl games. We made that edit together because we decided that a playoff game is not a bowl game, right? There's no bowl game for the what was the bowl game against Oklahoma? It was no bowl game. Reached SEC title game, 2 top 5 recruiting classes, best win, Georgia on the road so far, right? And yeah, Andre's 100% right. I mean, those Indiana running backs they looked the same. They ran hard, they ran downhill, they ran outside, they made people miss, they ran through people. They weren't the biggest running backs, they were just imposing. They imposed their will. And then what was great about them, kind of what Andre was saying too, is the running backs would do the dirty work, chunk yardage plays, whatever it was, and then boom, over the top, Fernando Mendoza. I mean, Mendoza's stats, it's not like he came out and threw for like 350 yards. He didn't even throw for 200 yards. Isn't that crazy? Fernando Mendoza did not throw for 200 yards in that game. Sorry, these are my notes. It never stops for me. Yeah, Fernando Mendoza, 14 of 16, 192. That's a lot of damage. And, right? That's a lot of damage for just throwing 14 completions. All right, next up, 972. Hey, welcome to the show. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Yeah, go ahead.
This is TJ from Texas.
Hey, TJ, call back, bro. It sounds like the connection isn't good. I'm sorry, bro. Call back again, TJ. All right, I think we got Q up next. Quincy,
What's up, Kyle?
What's up, Quincy? Quincy calling in from Texas as well. Go ahead, man.
Hey, tell everybody to chill out, man. They shouldn't be surprised. Listen, that guy was talking about the running backs hitting the hole. Are we all watching the same game? Are we all watching the same Alabama team all year? Dude, we lead the Power 5 schools in tackle for losses on our running backs, meaning they are getting hit in the backfield all year. That's been happening. They never address the O-line to run the ball. because Deboer is not a running coach. Yes, they ran a little ball over there in Washington, but his main thing was passing the ball. Yes, that was a dumb play on that fourth and one, but that didn't cause us the game. That one play didn't cause us the game. Yes, it gave Indiana short field to work with, which was dumb. Because you're only down by 3 points. It's 3-0. You punt the freaking ball, or if you're going to go, put down your heel back there, line up and just run the ball hard as you can, or even just a twist push. Do something. Not with Bernard, who's 215, 20 pounds. He's not moving nobody at all. So listen, guys, listen here, man. The defense. Did the defense play well, Kyle?
I mean, collectively they did. Not yesterday. Yesterday they got bullied. It was bully ball yesterday by Indiana.
Straight bully ball. You know why? There's the difference between coaching. Did you see how Indiana's O-line was picking up the blitz and was moving? They slowed it down, and they showed Indiana offensive line moving as one unit, picking up blitzes and their blocking schemes. It was amazing. I go back, look at Alabama, and they missing everything. Coming in, Todd's running for his life. But you know what? Sometimes you have to put a new player in the game to see what can happen. Just like freaking Nick Saban did with Jalen Hurts. He brought in Tua. What happened? National championship. Sometimes you got to do that to get some type of spark, man. But listen, all year we ain't been able to run the ball. We haven't ran the ball good all year long. And listen, Cal, there's nothing wrong with Dink and Dak. You know they call Dak Dink and Dak. Dink and Dunk, whatever. You take 3 or 4 yards here on the short pass. Okay, that's 3 or 4 yards. Line back up, go 3 or 4 yards on short pass. Before you know it, you working on a 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 3 short yards for a first down. Everything will have to go way downfield looking for the big play. And that's the issue, man. That's the problem. It's Ryan Grubb, 50% Ryan Grubb, and it's 50% Deboer. Because at some point you got to see, oh, man, the offense is not moving. We getting our scheme by the defense. Somebody else got to take over the offense of play calling and get the ball downfield and start scoring points. That's not another game after this. So the adjustments was not made. And that's on Deboer and Ryan Grubb. The defense out on the field too much. Of course you're going to get beat. So you can't say the defense. When you're on the field that much and your offense not giving you no points, hey, I don't know if anybody plays sports. It's sort of discouraging. So, hey, that's all I got to say, Kyle.
All right, Q. I appreciate it, man. Thanks always for the feedback, bro. Appreciate it, man. Good perspective as usual. All right, Q out from Texas, 843. Hey, thanks for calling in. Yeah, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
What's going on?
Hey, I don't know if you're like I don't know if you're like on speaker, but I can't really hear you that well.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a lot better. What's up, bro? Start again. Who am I on the line with and where you at?
Hey, this is Tavis from Charleston, South Carolina. How you doing, Kyle?
Hey, what's up, man? I appreciate it. I love Charleston, man. What was your first name? I'm sorry.
Tavis.
All right, Tavis. What's up, bro? Come with it, man. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hey, man, I was just calling, man. I just wanted to say some observations I noticed throughout the season, man. Long-time Alabama fan and whatnot. One of the biggest things that I seen this year that was different, man, the team just didn't seem to have the overall strength that we used to seeing it have. Like, you know, I've never watched an Alabama game when I seen our linebackers getting thrown around. I see our DBs getting thrown around, man. We come from Mark Barons, Dricker Patricks. You know what I'm saying? Like, strong DBs. Our DBs didn't look strong. Our linebackers didn't take on blocks like Reggie Ragland, them boys, Reuben Foster, hell, even Rashawn Evans. Them boys used to, you know, do damage at the point of contact. It's like we missing that this year.
don't get me wrong, Kane Womack, they're phenomenal this year. From last year to this year, phenomenal job. But I think overall we just need to see some improvements. Ryan Grubb, he's not as bad as everyone says. He's overrated. I agree with you there, Kyle. He's a lot overrated, but he's not terrible. It's some minor adjustments that need to be made. Like with our running game's so easy to predict because if you ever noticed, we don't pull nobody. Our running backs just pick a hole and it's filled. Like yesterday, Indiana did one thing that I liked. They cut off all our cutbacks. Our running backs could never cut back. They could, you know what I'm saying? They killed us there. I mean, disappointing season. They hate to go out like that, especially on the biggest stage. Like Ryan Clark, them boys said this morning on First Take. Like it's the way that we went out on the biggest stage that looked bad. But guys, let's hold it in the road, man. We can make some things. I'll say this though, Deboer, your seat is on fire, brother. Your seat is on fire.
Hey, Tavis, you think Tavis, are you still there? Or did you bounce out? Oh, I think we still got Tavis.
Yes, sir. I'm right here.
Let me ask the undefeated too inside the comment box. Hey, fam, would you say that Coach Deboer's like his seat got turned on to like level 1 warm? Right? Would you say that?
No. Oh no, Kyle. He's burning. You don't get unpants in front of the nation, and you'll see you get warm. No. What we feel today. I was talking to a buddy of mine.
Yeah.
You remember what we did to Notre Dame at that national championship? That's what we feel today.
Yeah.
What we did to Notre Dame those years ago happened to us yesterday. This sucks.
Yeah,
it really sucks.
And you know what, Tavis? This comment by Herb Street, right? Because let's face it, Herbie and all these guys, they love Alabama, right? Because of all the ratings and all this stuff. But yesterday, like he put them on blast, and he's like, it feels like Alabama. It's just strange to see. They're just existing. They're just out there. Nobody's playing with any fire. It's almost like they feel defeated. Like there's nothing. Yeah, I mean, and that's coming from like college game day, and it's just like yeah, you're right. They did get the pants on national TV, 100%.
Man, and you know the shittiest part, Kyle? Everybody telling the truth.
Yeah.
It was as bad as it looked, and for the players, it was a lot worse. But Kyle, we gotta own this one, man. We gotta own this one.
Good call, Tavis. I appreciate it, bro. Enjoy Charleston, man. Wish I was there.
Have a good one, man. Kyle, we praying for you, praying for the show, everybody. Y'all have a good one. Happy New Year, man.
Yeah, you too, brother. All right, man. Take it easy. All right. Yeah, that was Tavis with the call. 478-251-501 coming up next. Yeah, being deep pants, that's a funny analogy, right? But it is true, man. Shoot, taken to the woodshed, right? Whatever you want to call it. That was nasty. People don't look, you lose in the Rose Bowl. All right, we lost, a couple years ago you lost to Michigan in the Rose Bowl under Coach Saban, right? And okay, yeah. The game went into overtime, you lost. Like this game was just a straight beatdown. And do you feel that like Indiana kind of looked like an old Alabama team? Right? Look, they came out and they were showing some of the defensive linemen, and I was like, whoa, dude, I don't know what star ranking this dude was, but this dude is a grown man. All right. 478. Hey, good Friday. How's it going? You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle. It's Alyssa Mitchell from Macon, Georgia.
Hey, Alyssa. Good to hear from you on this fine Friday. Trying to be as optimistic as we can. Alyssa, thanks for calling in. Happy to take your call and eager to hear what you have to say after that, I don't know, embarrassing loss yesterday on national TV. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I haven't been able to call in since the Oklahoma game, so I've got two things I want to touch on real quick before I get to Indiana. First off, I want to let you know that we're all praying for you and your family with your loss. God's always with us, and prayer works in numbers, and you've got lots of people praying for you and your family. So
thank you.
I wanted to let you know that. Secondly, the pick from the Oklahoma game, your reaction in the live was literally better than the pick. Me and my husband rewinded it like 2 or 3 times. We're like, he needs to be on the sideline. But
that was hilarious.
anyways, yeah. So, all right. Well, yesterday, clearly super discouraged, right? I'm not taking anything away from Indiana. Clearly, they're ranked number 1 for a reason. They've got the Heisman winner for a reason. And I don't know how y'all feel, but they are a complete team. From every single position, they're just a complete team. So I think that's what makes them, number 1. As far as we go, I have been saying this with my call-ins. I feel like we are running a West Coast system in the SEC. I really do, and it's unfortunate because I think Deboer is a good person. I just don't know if he's going to fit in our system because everything starts from the top down, right? Like the play calling comes through Deboer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and the calls are played by your, put in by your coordinators.
Yep.
So and then following that, you win in the trenches, and it's just a huge mess, all the way from Deboer to the coordinators, and then at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. It doesn't matter how good our receivers are, how good your quarterback is, how good your running back is. If you don't win up front, if you're not able to push people off the block, create your gaps, you're just going to be stagnant. So we got out physical. It was super discouraging. I don't know. I've been saying, Grubb needs to be fired.
Let me ask you a question, Alyssa. Do you think and I've been thinking about this ever since Tavis just called in. You think the brand is so strong, but do you think kind of the brand, and it took a little bit of a hit because there's so many people out there that feel that now they can punch at Alabama's weight. Do you feel that even more people are going to feel like that now that they saw Alabama get exposed like that?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think the brand takes a hit from this loss.
Me too.
And if anything, I can positively tell you guys, from my opinion, I don't think they're going to fire Grubb, of course. I don't think they're going to fire Deboer. That has a lot to do with this buddy system that's going on. We got to go in the portal and get some linemen on both sides of the ball, and some coaching changes. It's just it's a big mess. But and unfortunately, and I wanted to get your opinion on this. This is the part that scares me. If they don't make any changes, I feel like we're just going to see the same thing next season. Am I right?
I don't know. I don't know because, look, just as we've talked about a couple different times, this will be their first quarterback that they recruited that is starting, right? Then you have, right? Like that seems to be somewhat interesting and kind of make you kind of sit up straight. And you're like, okay, well, we got a quarterback that they specifically recruited. You got most of the defense coming back. This is year 3 now in the system for Coach Kalen DeBoer. This will be year 2 for Ryan Grubb. It'll be year 3 for Kane Womack. Like, those are a lot of positives. You do have to replace, you bring in Jamarcus Shepard's replacement, which will be Derek Nix. Maybe you get, a couple transfers on the offensive side, hopefully some offensive linemen. I don't know. You got Xavier Crowell coming in who looks pretty good. So if you kind of zoom out and you kind of look to what we got, look, they're going to be in the mix. But can you, like that fine line, Elite 8 is great. What is it going to take to get to that Final Four? Because there was a big separation gap between those type of teams.
Right.
Look at the last Elite 8 teams that played Alabama, right? The Georgia, and I know the Georgia lost last night to a really good Ole Miss team, but they recently took Alabama to the woodshed too. Am I right? And you could say Alabama was beat up or whatever, but straight up, Georgia dominated Alabama, right? Oklahoma nearly took Alabama to the woodshed as well. They were up 17-0. And then Indiana. So think about this. What was the final score with Georgia and Alabama? Was it 28-7? So you had 38-3, 28-7, and then at one point they were down, and thank goodness they came back. But those last three teams really had the edge on Alabama. So there's a fine line of kind of getting to that next level. Can they do it? They have to be more balanced. But I appreciate the call, Alyssa. Thanks for always coming with it, and appreciate the call.
All right, roll tide, you guys.
Yep, take it easy. All right, 251. Hey, you're on the line. Good morning.
Hey, Cal. Hey, man, it's Kevin in Mobile. I love your show.
What's up, Kevin? I appreciate you calling in, man. Thanks. Good to hear from you as always, man. Come with it.
Basically, I've never seen a football program fall so fast in such a short time. The bottom line is, y'all can just call me the Oracle, okay? Because I'm here to tell you, I've already seen the future, and it's looking grim, okay? The athletic director, what sport has he played? What sport did he play, Cal? The athletic director for Alabama, what sport did he play?
You got me, Kevin. Go ahead.
You don't know, do you? You don't know, do you? Because I don't know either. But I know the previous athletic director was a coach that coached football. Okay? So, bottom line, that AD's got to go. He's just hiring people in the dead of the night. Just hired Deboer in the dead of the night. That is unacceptable. There was absolutely no interviewing process. I mean, this happened overnight. All right. Grubb, Deboer, Womack, and that strength and conditioning coach, they all got to go. They couldn't tackle. They couldn't tackle anything yesterday, Cal. And Grubb's offense is like watching syrup run down a table. You think on 4th and 3 that slow development play is going to work? The only people they targeted yesterday throwing the football was a guy that ain't caught a football in the last 10 weeks. Did you notice that? Did you notice that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, you got a big 240-pound running back that's doing pretty good. What do? You pull him out and put in a 180-pound guy.
Yeah.
You know, you scored 3 points. You give up 38. Okay? The last 2 years, you lost 8 games. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable. I'll continue to watch because I'm a Bam fan, but I've been watching really elite football. I don't watch crap football. If it's crap, I don't watch it. If it's crappy music, I don't listen to it. If it's bad art, I don't look at it. You see what I'm saying? I only look at greatness, and there's no greatness that is involved with this current product we have. There's no way Deboer makes it another year. He will not be there this year. This time next year, he will not be here. The only shot that we have is that number 13, that 6'7", number 13 UCLA transfer wins the starting job. Other than that, the coaching staff is fundamentally flawed. They are recruiting the wrong people at the wrong positions, period. But anyway, y'all have a good one. Have a good off season. I'm looking forward to the UFL and the Stallions, of course, but love you, Cal.
Take it easy.
Enjoy
Kevin.
your show, bud.
All right, see you, bud. All right, Kevin down in Mobile, 501. Hey, thanks for calling in. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle, this is Dennis.
Hey, Dennis.
From Arkansas.
How you doing? Good to hear from you from Arkansas. I appreciate it. Go ahead, man.
I noticed the other day when I called in, I was giving reference to the Cignetti press conference about how he modeled his team, his coaching style, and everything he does around Nick Saban. And I got a lot of backlash in the comments, Kyle, but when we watched the game last night, and I know a lot of people have seen it now, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
it looked like a Nick Saban ran program.
Yeah.
Not a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
Fundamentally sound. And the key part is the aggression. They were overly aggressive, and they were confident. They played like they were confident. And so, but yeah, I just, I wanted to reference that. I got a lot of backlash in the comments the other day when I mentioned that before the game. And then my other point is, Kyle, it's the offensive line. I mean, we can blame Grubb to a certain extent, but when you think about it, how deep does a person have to go in their playbook as a play caller when you get no aggressiveness out of your offensive line, Kyle? I mean, they're not pushing anybody off the ball. They're letting runners go free at the quarterback. I mean, it's the offensive line. And I'm going to tell you why I say it's the offensive line. I know we had a lot of drops, things like that, from a wide receiver standpoint this year.
Mm-hmm.
But with as talented as that wide receiver room was, Kyle,
Mm-hmm.
we should have been able to win games without running the ball. And that's the truth. We had the receivers this year that if Ty was protected, we could have won games without running the ball. That's what we did in the long stretch when we beat 4 unranked teams. We didn't run the ball good in any of those games. But our wide receiver core stood out because they were able to get separation, which offensive line just didn't hold up. And I beg to say that it's been the last 2 or 3 years that the aggressiveness, even Saban's last year, the aggressiveness, not the talent of the offensive line, not maybe I don't know. I can't even say it may not have been the want to, but they are not aggressive enough. That's the biggest. That's just from a performance standpoint.
Yeah,
that's the only flaw that this team had, and that's the truth, Cal. That's the truth. We didn't push anybody off the ball all year for 2 years. I can say for 2 years. We didn't push anybody off the ball. You look at the, all the old sports commentators and all the pancake awards and all that kind of stuff that Alabama is used to being on every single week. We got somebody driving people into the complete dirt. And we never had that. In 2 years, I haven't seen one. And don't get me wrong, if I have, it's not consistent enough. I'm talking every play, man. And that's what Indiana's offensive line looked like last night. I mean, they didn't miss a beat. And that's what we're used to seeing out of Alabama. And like I say, I mean, there's no way that nobody knows that we had a talented enough wide receiver room to overcome anything. And it just didn't happen because of the offensive line. And so if we need repairs, that's the only place that I would say we need it at. Everybody else is fine to me. But those are my couple points. And roll tide. I'm still roll tide all day, every day.
All right, man. I appreciate the call. Good point out, Dennis. Take it easy, bro. All right, Dennis calling out from Arkansas. All right, 813, let's do it. Hey, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who on the line with him? Where are you calling him from?
Come on, Kyle. You're talking to Case from Tampa, Florida, man.
What's up, Case? How you been, bro? Case is one of our strong supporters, man. We've gone – a couple days ago, we had a caller from Fairbanks. Did you catch that? I don't know if you guys caught that. If you were on the line when he called,
yeah, man.
Fairbanks.
We got callers around the world,
dude,
man.
for real. And I'm not kidding you. One time, someone called. I'm dead serious. From South Korea. Yeah, it was someone. Someone was serving out there, and they called in. It was crazy. So yeah, we're global, and now we're in Tampa, and we're on with Case, man. So break it down, man. Take it where you want to go.
Listen, man, I'm gonna be the rational person. There's a couple callers that are, it's just the way it is after a loss. It's unfortunate and a bad loss at that. I don't think that this hurts the brand any more than it already has. You asked the question earlier. Does this loss affect the way people think about Alabama? Man, the reality is, people have already thought this about Alabama since Saban has been gone. Since we didn't make the playoff, people have already thought this way. So I don't think the Indiana loss is going to hurt us any more than it already has. And that's just the reality of it. It's college football is ever evolving. This Alabama team is ever evolving. And a lot of people, before I even say what I want to say, I'm going to ask you a question, Kyle. Do you think that Georgia, after the loss to Ole Miss in their playoff game, do you think that Georgia is falling apart and crumbling and is a shell of its former self?
No.
We ended up in the same spot as them. And
same place as Ohio State, too.
Year. Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure some of their fans are crumbling and they're distraught, but I feel like Alabama, we're the only people that are this way because we're used to such a standard, and we all know that. But at the end of the day, this is why I wanted to say that first, is at the end of the day, I truly believe, I know a lot of people are going to not like this, but the season was successful, a lot more successful than a lot of people think. We had some crucial issues. A lot of people pointed it out. We had issues on the offensive front. We had issues on the defensive front. The whole year, we did not have a consistent starting five besides Parker Brailsford and Caden Proctor on the offensive front. We talked about, where did Jaden Roberts go? What happened to this? What happened to that?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not on one guy. It's not going to be to blame. But I said it last night, and, I'm not going to 100% point and blame at Grubb. He clearly, when him and Deboer were at Washington for that 2023 year, and they were so successful and made the national championship and fell short, their main issue really came down to the trenches again against Michigan when you look back at that game against Michigan. But they had a lot less ability to recruit there at that level. And I think that you give them that time and you give them the ability to hit the transfer portal, to use that NIL, to get their system into place. It's just like you said, they still haven't used the players that they have recruited for their system.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be optimistic. You have to appreciate what the team has done. Yes, we had some lows. That Florida State loss was atrocious. I was there. I'll never go back to FSU for a game ever again. That'll never happen. And the loss to Oklahoma was a big blow, but we got our hit back in the playoff, coming back 17, first team to come back 17 points in a playoff game. That was awesome. So truthfully, when you look at it in retrospect, for us to be as successful as we were with such glaring holes, not being able to run the ball whatsoever, the offensive line, the amount of sacks, the amount of, it truly was. It was an extremely fun season to watch. Yeah, it was a very, very sour ending. But I'm still very optimistic. I'm very excited to see the players we get to bring back on the defensive side and the offensive side. So I'm excited for the offseason and the recruiting and maybe some really good transfer portal gets. I'm still going to be rocking with the Tide no matter what. I don't care what people say. I'm not going to overreact and blow up. And I'm going to be supporting the show and supporting you no matter what you do, Kyle. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the undefeated. I hope everybody had a wonderful, happy New Year and a great Christmas. And I will definitely be calling in whenever the next one is.
All right, man. Take it easy, bro. I appreciate it. Good call, Case, as always. Very optimistic down in Tampa, 405. Hey, how's it going? You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle. It's Bill F. and Murray in Norman.
What's up, Bill F. and Murray? Thanks for calling in from Norman, bro. Yesterday, that was a lot. Come with it, man. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, I'll start with the question about the brand and how big of a hit it took. I will say I think when the game in Norman happened, the brand was still there because I don't think OU collapses if that wasn't anybody other than Alabama. I think, when you watch that punter who just dropped the ball in midair because he felt the heat coming from Tim Keenan. If they're not on the field with somebody other than Bama, maybe Georgia, I don't think that happens. Deboer is having to replace the greatest coach of all time during changes that are going on in college football that are designed to prevent another greatest coach of all time. So his plate is full. I know that. But here's the thing: we have one of the best top 3 recruiting classes in the country. Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia. We can go back and forth about which 3 has the best, but we have one of them. There's no reason in a championship game or in a playoff game to only score 3 points.
Yeah.
With kind of talent, and when you compare it to Indiana's talent, I think the caller, or maybe 2 callers ahead of me, kind of stole the point that I was going to punch in. This is about effort. This is about motivation. This is about pride. They have no pride. They get punched by Georgia, and then they come back and they go down 17-0 to Oklahoma, and then it's like they're not embarrassed to lose big. And we did see the few times Alabama did lose big under Saban, they would come back and win big, and they'd win big for a while. You don't see that now. It's like they go in lollygagging, and they don't. The motivation and the effort is not there. It's just not. And I don't know. That's coaching. To have that much talent and to be worked like that and only score 3 points. That's coaching. I mean, and that's really the only. There was one more point that I was going to make. I really shouldn't. It's going to be a very unpopular point, but I was watching the game with some guys here who know football. I will put it that way. This isn't Joe Blow at the gas station. These are guys that know football, and they were watching, and they said it's really interesting how Indiana knows what Alabama is going to do before they even do it. I think they were hinting at maybe some Michigan tactics going on there. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to expand upon that further. I'll let other people connect the dots if they want. But again, I get back to the pride and the effort. That's just got to change, and I think that's coaching. And I don't know how to get past that without serious changes in coaching.
Yeah,
so that's
all
about.
Right. Yeah, good call as usual,
I'll
man.
say
Yeah, thanks for the call out of Norman, Bill. Appreciate it, bro.
All right, thanks, Kyle.
205.
What's going on, Kyle, man? This is Reggie. How you doing?
What's up, Reggie? I appreciate you, man. Where are you calling out of?
I'm calling from Atlanta, man. I've been listening to you for a couple of years. This is my first time ever getting a chance to call in.
All right, what's up, Reggie? Welcome to the show, bro. Feel at home. Come with it, bro.
Yeah, man. So I think the main thing that I want to talk about is just after watching this team for the first couple of years, I think the lady who called from Macon, Georgia, said it best. They run the West Coast offense.
Yep.
Right? And West Coast offense, what you see a lot of spacing concepts, different types of spacing concepts or alliance concepts where you get double slant with the running back to the flats, trying to pick on this guy or that guy. And then coming off of what Case just said, the other teams know what they're running. Yeah, because Alabama runs the same plays out of different formations the entire game. When it's third down and 10, they run a sticks concept to the 10-yard line. When it's first down and 10, they run a sticks concept to the 5-yard line. If you go back and look at the game, you can watch they started off in empty, first play of the game.
Yeah.
Spacing concept. If you look at Austin Mack when he came in the game, he immediately threw it to the running back. Why? Spacing concept. Because they played the receiver and they played the slot, so you throw it underneath. This is why the quarterbacks it doesn't look like they're really like reading it, because they're just saying, okay, 1, 2, 3, right? They got their progression. They see that, they check off of that. They see the next thing, they check off of that, and they throw it underneath. And this has been a bit of a problem. Everybody talks about, hey, why does Alabama not have a lot of big plays downfield? Well, a lot of that comes from the fact that they are not taking chances on throws with guys in one-on-one situations. Like, how did Ryan Williams become great? he became great because Jalen Milroe said, if everything else fails, I'm just going to throw it up there to Ryan Williams and let him make a play. Very rare did you see Ty Simpson have whatever it is, trust, confidence, ability to get the ball one-on-one in situations when everything else fails. He just takes a sack, tries to scramble around, and that started to become a problem, as you saw later in the season. As the season would progress, you get from situations where guys are just wide open, and because people not understanding what kind of scheme you're running, then 5-6 weeks in the season, really after that Georgia game, you got a pretty good idea of what Alabama wants to do, and you got to make different plays. But no, we still ran spacing concepts, lion concepts. Early in the season, we were running dagger concepts. If you remember, Jeremy Bernard was getting those deep crossing routes, those deep digs. Ran a lot of that early in the season. Kind of got away from that. Why? Because teams start picking up on that.
Yeah.
Like, there's no true vertical route. If you watch the game and you see vertical routes on the outside or vertical routes from the slot, what you'll see underneath, running back, tight end, where he's throwing the ball, running back, tight end. If you look at the play for Lazier Brooks in the 4th and 2 play against Oklahoma, that was a spacing concept. Only thing they did different there was put a corner route on it, right? They tagged that corner with the tight end. Let's go look back at that play. Look at the DB that's supposed to be covering the corner route. He doesn't even cover that guy. That guy's standing wide open. I love the great play in the pass by Ty to Lazier Brooks is making a great play. They're using the effort, getting in the end zone. But if you really look at that play, that corner route's wide open. Why? Because every team knows we're running spacing concepts. I think, even you can go into defensively, what we've been doing defensively. If you go in the scheme and you look at the concepts of what we're trying to do defensively, a lot of that stuff, and they've been talking about in the broadcast, too high safety, show, too high safety, blitz, or go easy cover zero. Like that touchdown that they threw that gave them the 17-point lead, that was cover zero, right?
Yeah, I think so.
You have to protect the inside.
I think was that on? I think that was on Dejon Lee. I think to the outside left, right?
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, the Day-Day, the one for Day-Day right in the middle, they threw it to the receiver running the post route.
Oh, that was the Charlie Becker? Across the middle. Yeah. Got you. Yeah.
Right, so you got to protect the inside because that's the quickest area where the ball can get to the receiver, right? That is the shortest distance for the pass. So you have to force him to throw the ball outside where you have quasi help, because if he throws it to the outside and the other two receivers are running outside routes, those guys could potentially come off of that. But it makes it also a more difficult throw because the quarterback has to judge the accuracy and how deep you have to throw that ball to the end zone. But just giving up an easy pass like that, it's just like a lot of mistakes with technique. And then sometimes it's just like guys in the wrong spot. You can see early in the season, Xavier Mincy was getting a lot of playing time. And you'll see him make a big play, then the next play is pass interference or a blown coverage or something like that. You saw in the game today, Xavier didn't play that much, but when he did, he blitzed almost every time, right? He had an impact play. It seemed like that they had a hard time finding guys to be in certain spots. You saw Red Morgan all of a sudden come up this year after last year, really not looking like he should have been on the field as a freshman. But this year, found him. They found places where he can be, where he can contribute. They realized that Keon Sapp can't do everything. Even though he was a great player, he couldn't do everything. So they started moving him around, giving Dejon Lee more opportunities because Damani Jackson really couldn't do everything, even though he was a 5-star. And I think that defensively, they figured a lot of things out. Offense, just like they had to do from year 1 to year 2 on defense, offensively, they're going to have to do the same thing. From year 1 to year 2, they're going to have to make those adjustments. I mean, I can keep going. Like I be in the game schematically, so I got a lot of things I can talk about.
Yeah, I love it, Reggie. Yeah, well, thank you very much for the call, bro. I appreciate it, man. And call back again, man. It's fun breaking it down and hearing your perspective for sure. Good points, bro. Thanks, Reggie.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, Reggie from Atlanta. I appreciate the call. Hey, fam, thank you so much for joining the call-in show today. I know there's a lot of people that want to get in, and I really appreciate you guys' calls and all that stuff. So I appreciate the support. If I didn't get to your call today, don't hold it against me. Just know that, couldn't get to everybody. And that's hard for me because I want to make sure that you guys, have an outlet to be able to talk. And I like to honestly talk with you guys. It's good to hear different perspectives and always know that, like, it's okay to disagree with my takes or anybody else's take. I mean, that's football, right? It's okay. Like, trust me. I promise you, we would be friends outside of this. Like, I'm a super down to earth dude that definitely likes to kick it. Wait, Jarvis, what's up, man? Were you trying to call in? Did you have Javarius Cole, man? I'll give you a shot. What's your area code? Dude, I have tons of people. I could probably go like all day, literally. I have the thing is, I have, I also run like, I have to chop up the video. I have to do the editing. I have to do a lot of other stuff. So I went today for like 2 hours and 30 minutes, which is, I could go like, longer. It's just I have other things that I have to do to stack on top of it. It's just how it runs. So don't hold it against me. Just know that, I'm doing other things. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for kicking it with me today right here on Bama Football on YouTube. If you'd be interested, I mean, I could probably like extend my shows, and I do drop Wake Up Bama, which, I always post at 4 a.m. Just it takes a lot of time to do all that stuff, as you guys know. And plus, I got to clean up those graphics. And also, so right now where we're at for the transfer portal, so far only 4. So this is where we're at. I haven't seen anybody else hit the transfer portal so far. We got Bubba Hampton. That happened a long time ago. Rock Montgomery. That was rather recently. Cam Howard, not too long ago. And then today, Richard Young, right? So it's like we're in a pretty good spot right now, right? And yeah, I feel that we're straight, 100%. I mean, I would imagine that more guys hit the portal. I just, it's hard. You could speculate, whatever, what other guys, but I just let the news come out. And if it like major news comes out, I'm always around, and it's very easy for me to just kind of pop back on. But I appreciate you guys giving me grace on all the graphics and stuff like that. You guys see something, just let me know. I'll be able to fix it real quick. And my goal is to always like elevate the product. Like, this is never finished. It always has to look good, sound good. I want to treat people with respect. And I appreciate you guys being here. And thank you so much for the super chats and for being inside the comment box. All right. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama on this beautiful Friday, January 2nd. Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here. I'll catch you on the next video as always. And, of course, live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. or as major news happens. Tons of videos continue to drop, as well as check out our Facebook page. I post some content there as well. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I promise you, we'll get through it. That was a rough one, getting de-pantsed on national TV is never fun, but we'll get through it together. All right, love you, fam. See you next time.